Good morning. God needs to be reasonable. God needs to be reasonable. He doesn't have any needs. He's self-contained. He existed before the universe. He doesn't need anything. But one thing he needs to do is demonstrate his character, and there's a character trait that's good. It's called being reasonable. God is a reasonable God. He has to demonstrate to you that he's willing to listen, he's reasonable, he's flexible, he's open-minded, he's persuadable, he's convincible. It's a great character trait. It's one of my favorite. It helps me to feel at ease, if it's possible, before an almighty, powerful God that's beyond my complete comprehension. His vast ability is beyond my reach. I recognize it, but I can't fully identify it. So the subject today is, the character trait of being reasonable. Let me try to explain that a little bit. He's not triggered. He's not somebody that will get triggered and upset and angry at everything you say or do. He's not shallow. He's very experienced, most experienced. He is experienced. But shallow people get triggered. Everything you say, they can't tolerate anything you say. Some of us have relatives, when you start talking, they say, "Oh, don't say that, don't say that." I say, "Why? Is it going to trigger?" "Yeah, I'm triggered about a lot of things." Well, you need to be more reasonable. You need to be like this other person that's reasonable, that doesn't get upset about any subject, even if they don't agree with the subject. See, the people that don't agree can't tolerate. Some people that don't disagree, we all disagree, right? But there's certain people that when they disagree, they think they need to drop you because it offends them so bad, they're being unreasonable. But God isn't like that. God is somebody we can approach because he wants to show us how open-minded he is, how reasonable. Sure, he has strict standards. God is a strict being for our benefit, not his. He doesn't need anything. He doesn't need worship. He existed forever in the past and will always exist forever. There's not even a word to describe his life. He's just existing. It boils down to I am. It means I exist. It's you can't even reference past or future with him. He just exists. It's just, we don't even have a word to describe him more accurately. I exist. I am that I am. All right? So, some of the examples in the Bible, in the Old Covenant and the New, it demonstrate his flexibility. I think that we need to see God as a persuadable person. And this might not be the best story, but there's a story of a woman that approached Jesus and asked for help. And Jesus is helpful, but at that time he only was trying to focus on the Jews, right? Because his ministry, we know his calling was he was sent to the Jews, but later his message would be sent to the Gentiles because they would accept it. We knew he did, which demonstrates his patience and his willingness to suffer for his chosen people. He's going to go to them first. It's because God is a righteous God. He's going to help you. He's going to visit you. He's going to try to help you if you're his. He's not going to just disown you. He's going to spend a lot of time and years trying to work with you. So there was this woman that was a Gentile that came to Jesus and said, "I need help. My daughter has this problem. Will you help?" And he said, "It's not right for the children. It's not right to give bread to the dogs." And what he meant was he was there for the Jews. He wasn't there for the Gentiles. And she kept talking to him. "Holy smokes, Jesus, talk to me." He responded, "Holy smokes, I'll say this." She was shrewd, wise, not shrewd in a good way. She said, "Yes, but even the dogs eat the scraps that fall from the master's table." And he, boom, persuaded Jesus. "Be it to you as you believe. Your daughter's going to be fixed." All right? And I'm not saying he'll fix your daughter. He's not saying he'll fix you. It just shows the reasonableness and the persuadableness of the Lord, of the Master, the Creator. So there are so many times in the scriptures, like Abraham was living, and three angels, one of them was the Lord, came and approached them. They were coming down to see Sodom and Gomorrah, to see how evil it was, and they knew how evil it was, but they're going to get evidence, to see it with their own so-called eyes. And Abraham knew what they were going to do because God told him. God was his friend. They were friends. So God explained to him what was going to happen because they're friendly. He was disclosing his intentions, and because they're friends. You don't do that with people that aren't your friends. But Abraham's friend. So Abraham responded, "Oh Lord, what if there's 100 righteous people in that city, in those cities, Sodom and Gomorrah? Will you save it? Will you not destroy it?" "Yeah, I won't destroy it if there's 100. And Abraham keeps reasoning with it. "What if there's 50? "Yeah, I won't destroy it. What if there's 10? "Yeah, I won't destroy it." Then the Lord left, and there was only one person there that was righteous, and he took the person out. Then he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because it says they were wicked sinners against the Lord. Do you know what the sin was? It was a big sin. It's in our culture today. So what I'm saying is Abraham reasoned with God, and God was willing to cooperate because God is a reasonable God. There was a time when God realized that many of the people that he created and gave life were just evil all the time. It was evil in their heart. I mean, bad stuff, not just differences of opinion or belief, but like evil conduct that destroys them and other people. Very bad conduct. And he was going to wipe people out, including the Jews. And Moses prayed to him, "Don't do that, Lord. Everybody will think you can't really save your people, and the Egyptians will think this." And it was after they got saved out of Egypt, and he said, "Okay." He basically, "Okay, I won't destroy them. I'll stay with you. My presence will stay with you," because Moses interceded. And so it doesn't work that way all the time for us, but it worked for Moses. And I could go on and on. But God is reasonable. He's open-minded. He's flexible. He needs to show you that he's that way. All right? And because he has other character vibes that go along with it, like patience, he can suffer long. He can suffer you a long time with contentment. And so the point is that, God has great character. He's not going to get triggered at you. He's not an angry God. He's typically happy. He isn't going to judge you wrongly. He'll keep quiet unless you do something violently wicked. Then he'll step in and deal with your issues, and he might deal with it at the judgment. He might wait till then because he's a reasonable God. He has other character traits like self-control. An unreasonable person has no self-control. They constantly fly off the handle, misjudge you, cut you off in the middle of a sentence. They have terrible listening skills. God has the best listening skills. He has the best listening skills. He can consider a matter and it doesn't typically offend him. He's not offended at everything. How many times have you said something or put a YouTube video out and somebody gets offended by what you said because they just want to show you how upset they are with what you said? They're not trying to understand what you said. They don't seem to want to agree with you on anything. They're just triggered, man. You got me mad. How about on Facebook forums? How many people, when you put a simple post out without any bad motives, and they read motives into it and judge you up and down and complain? I mean, it's just we're terrible judges. God isn't that way. God is open-minded. He's reasonable, and he will show that to you. Let him show you how reasonable he is.